Hello, my name is Kyle Power, and this is my presentation for MPA 594. And in this presentation, we will talk about founding theories in public administration to support efforts of ways we can improve our agency. The scenario in this presentation offers an opportunity to identify problems with the implementation of operational changes that occur. In my organization that is in the realm of public safety, recently, under new management, changes in service delivery to the public in the form of EMS and ocean rescue techniques are being mandated by managers without a clear and concise delivery method to support any valid reasons of the new implementations. Now, the culture that exists with public safety and the history that kind of has proven very valuable methods in providing the top level of service for the citizens historically are being changed by managers that are communicating that things need to be changed without reasons why or how to do these changes. So this poor communication is common within my organization, and I imagine it's common within many large bureaucratic structures where communication has to go from the top down and through the chain of command, and probably gets interpreted differently depending on the people that are disseminating this information, as it goes all the way down to the people that are doing the frontline work. And depending on the shift that you work or the day that you work, although the message may be the same message beginning at the top, it is being disseminated in properly and implemented in varying ways on the front line with EMS and ocean rescue work. So with these problems that we've identified, I will also include applicable and relevant theories that would support ways in which we can provide better communication strategies. The relevant theories that we will cover in this presentation are communication and employee engagement theories, management theories, and decision-making theories. In the realm of communication theory and founding theorists, of course, the first one that comes to mind for me is Mary Parker Follett and her efforts to engage with employees through reciprocal relationships, and this will be for the effort of gaining efficiency by getting feedback from the people that are on the front line, and adopting this within my organization a little bit more might benefit the whole and the maximize utility for everybody in implementing changes and disseminating what the intentions are in these changes, what some limitations that may exist in these changes, and how to circumvent those limitations to provide the best level of service to the citizens. And also Chester Barnard, who theorizes in the formal and informal communications, as both are valuable in an organization where, of course, in public safety and the paramilitaristic chain of command and top-down management, there are informal communications taking place, most likely around a dinner table at night during 24-hour shifts, which kind of fosters a lot of teamwork, some leadership, and provides a lot of honest feedback on what the morale is and what the sentiment is of the people that are working. And in that scenario, some advice may be garnered from the lower ranks to the higher ranking officers to collaborate and make some types of decisions on where and what can be done to improve the organization as a whole. Some management theory that I can identify in the scenario that we are experiencing with my organization with poor communication comes from Douglas McGregor, his theory on management's perspective on theory X and theory Y. And I believe that the current decision maker that is in charge of the organization is a Theory X manager, as he believes that workers dislike work and they need supervision, they do not have ambition, and need to be guided and overseen constantly. Now, this has, I think, and the reason I believe that is that he tends to be a very micromanager, gets in the weeds on every type of thing, and without talking to the individual, he initiates investigations as far as up to fraudulent charges on individuals that may have made a mistake on a time card, or kind of coercive in his actions towards people without communicating to them, and just in the belief that people are trying to game the system or take advantage of the organization, which I myself do not agree with. Luther Gulick, in his theory of management and the responsibilities of management with PosCorp, under the reporting aspect of this management theory, I believe, is the opportunity for managers to not just report down and up, but side to side, where their peers in management within our organization, they don't talk or communicate effectively currently to disseminate information in the same manner. So this is where that break in communication comes into place, where individuals within my organization who work on Mondays and Tuesdays are doing things differently than the people that are working Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays and so forth. And I believe that's due to the fact that the reporting and communication is not being addressed properly. Charles Lindblom and his policy analysis and his theory on incrementalism, although it's not necessarily management theory, but in policy analysis and how things evolve in policy, and I would relate this to how things evolve in an organization, is in an incremental fashion rather than a complete change or the pendulum swimming to the other side abruptly without communicating properly. That change needs to be incremental. It needs to be communicated effectively with why things are being changed, how they're going to be changed, to not only satisfy the people that are working for the organization, but how is it going to relate to increasing public service and public safety. As well as Graham Allison's theory on management and the differences between private and public. I think the difference in this scenario is that communication in public organizations with the levels of bureaucracy and the processes are much more complex, and there are many different levels and steps to go up and down to the organization, that it somehow presents some limitations to effective communication. In decision-making theory, Herbert Simon, his theory revolved around bounded rationality, in that rational choices aren't really the realistic outcome of making decisions in an organization. And I believe that this holds true with bounded rationality, whereas it also, decisions need to be made for maximizing utility for the organization as well as for the public that we serve, rather than the maximizing one specific person or one specific division within an organization's utility. It's got to be the greater good for the whole. And satisficing falls in that by satisficing all parties as best as possible to appeal to the public and have that sense of responsibility to the community and to the public. And then, once again, another founding theorist, Henri Fayol, and similar to Mary Parker Follett's ability for decision making and efficiency, but offering initiative to employees to provide feedback and give them a little bit of power to make decisions and assist with the overall direction of an organization. In conclusion, we talked about a agency improvement that would be directed towards communication and management responsibilities and fostering communication within the organization to increase morale and to overall provide the best level of public service to citizens. So hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you very much.